You want to see the current state of the Republican Party? That's Republicans running away from Trump while simultaneously trampling all over him like the stampede did Mufasa. Apologies for resurfacing your childhood trauma to any millennials watching. And the truth is, even though the big orange turd thinks everything the sun touches is his kingdom, in reality, everything he touches dies. Whether it's his marriages or more recently, his chances at winning.
The latest USA Today Suffolk University poll shows Kamala Harris surging ahead of Donald Trump, 48% to 43%.
But it's not just Kamala Harris's surging poll numbers or her inevitable cross-examination of Trump's idiocy at next week's debate.
Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say it to my face.
Even prominent Republicans have been and continue to run away from Fat Donnie like he's a turd in the public pool. Whether it's the 40 out of 44 cabinet members or 91% of his staff that said they wouldn't vote for him, let alone work for him ever again.
The fact is that 40 of his 44 cabinet level officials have said not only wouldn't they work for him again, they wouldn't support him to be president at all again.
Or Pat Fivehead Toomey making an absolute fool of himself on MSNBC today, but still coming to the shockingly logical conclusion for a Republican to not vote for Trump.
But when you lose an election and you try to overturn the results so that you can stay in power,
we all are familiar
you lose
with
me.
I mean, hell, the guy even screwed up so bad with his last VP, he had to dig J.D. Vance out of the couch and give him a little slap and tickle to say nice things about him.
Terrible candidate. Idiot if you voted for him. Might be America's Hitler.
I was wrong about Donald Trump.
Remember when Pence shockingly said this?
Come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
The truth of the matter is, Tiny Fingers is as good at holding on to the vote of classical Republicans as he is holding on to a marriage.
Donald Trump has made it clear. If you donated to Nikki Haley in the Republican primary, Donald Trump doesn't want you.
Donald Trump warns anyone who donates to Nikki Haley's campaign will be blacklisted, saying any donors will be permanently barred from the mega camp.
If you're a Republican who supports Mitt Romney, Donald Trump doesn't want you.
We're getting rid of the Romneys of the world. We want to get Romneys and those out.
And as the script ironically flips and the metaphorical noose tightens around Trump's campaign rather than Pence's neck, as the family value MAGA patriots would have had it, Trump is out here admitting to his own crimes amid his mental decline.
Whoever heard you get indicted for interfering with a presidential election where you have every right to do it, you get indicted and your poll numbers go up.
That being said, during my presidential campaign, I made it clear that there were profound differences between me and President Trump on a range of issues.
Right, profound differences on a range of issues, specifically who should or shouldn't be strung up at the gallows.
First time.
And not just our difference on my constitutional duties that I exercised on January the 6th. Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda.
And look, nobody is surprised Mike Pence doesn't want to endorse the accomplice to his almost murder.
If Pence came, we're going to drag through the streets. You politicians are going to get drugged through the streets.
But, and it hurts me to say this, he has a point. Trump is waddling as fast as his diaper will let him away from classic conservatism and right towards fast food fascism.
His uniquely American version of fascism is rooted largely in white Christian nationalism. It is the direction that most of the Republican Party is now heading in. It's not enough to call Trump and those promoting his ideas authoritarians, when what they are really advocating is something far worse, fascism.
But here is the good news, folks. None of Trump's misogynistic jokes.
And then there is this, a photo of Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton. The caption, which I'm not going to read out, is demeaning of both women and contains a vulgar reference to oral sex acts.
Or his racist tirades.
Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear.
or any of the heinous crap that Trump is pulling out of his overloaded diaper and hurling at the wall is sticking.
So he clearly crossed the line and broke the rules. It's also bad taste. I mean, to have a photo of him with a thumbs up and a smile over the grave of a Marine is inappropriate. It's disgraceful. And I don't think it's going to help him with independent voters. And I think that's this pattern that you've seen where he continues to make mistakes. He insulted Medal of Honor recipients. He attacked John McCain. We know that narrative, but it is stacking up, and it hurts him in places like Georgia with independent voters. 50% of veterans are independent. Almost half the country is independent, and they care about veterans issues. They care about national security. And if you can focus on that and question Trump's patriotism, as I think Vice President Harris very effectively did in the convention, you can move people because they're sounding like a more moderate Democratic Party.
And while that is very good news, and many Republicans with a soul or spine are vehemently disavowing and distancing from Trump the more off the rails he gets, it is important that we remain vigilant and cautiously optimistic while still preparing for the worst. Because in the hopefully unlikely chance that he does win, when there's no one left of any integrity to fill his cabinet, the outcome could be dystopian.
A second term for Donald Trump. What will it look like? Secretary of State Jared Kushner.
Jared Kushner and Ivanka Kushner walk out of the White House and months later get $2 billion from the Saudis.
Homeland Security Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
Justice Department Alina Habba.
This is where your taxpaying dollars are going, America.
FBI Director Jim Jordan.
That's as radical as you can get.
White House Press Secretary Laura Loomer.
Trespassing Nancy Pelosi's private residence.
Give me some money to fund my lawsuits.
HHS Secretary Matt Gaetz.
The House Ethics Committee has released a statement into a number of serious allegations, including sexual misconduct.
Elon Musk for whatever he wants.
Go yourself.
No wonder Trump says,
you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
But we'll end this on a positive note so I can turn my AC on and stop sweating. And that is that the more we talk about it, the more we engage with this type of content, vocalize the importance of down ballot races, call out the BS when we see it, throw our support behind progressive candidates and policies, and compassionately, if often sarcastically, remind our Republican countrymen and women what is at stake. The closer we are to making sure Donald Trump and his maggot lackeys not only get booted out of power, but stay as far away from it as humanly possible for as long as humanly possible, the better we are as a country. And that, folks, is something we all must do together every day until this election and beyond.
To infinity and beyond!
So if you agree, please consider obliterating that like button so YouTube knows this is the content you want to watch. Subscribe to the Really American channel to stay informed with a hefty helping of humor, and help us not only elect Kamala Harris as the 47th President of the United States, but continue to ridicule radical MAGA Republicanism and support progressive policies and candidates now and into the future. Thanks for watching all. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.